Okay, this video is actually going to show you some gameplay on the Raspberry Pi. This is using RetroPie. It's beta 2, I think this one's built on. And most of my videos are about configuration, setting the RetroPie up, working around problems, controllers, that sort of thing. But a lot of the time, don't even have any spare time, so give it a go. So this video is going to show you what you can actually play. Got most of the systems here. Most of the ones I've configured are consoles, not the computers like C64 or Spectrum. But we just pick a few games and see how they play. This is all scraped. Obviously there's a video for that, so you've got the metadata showing there. I could try something like Streets of Rage. That's pretty popular. See how that plays. I've also got on this the settings to get overlays up and running. So we've got a TV there and it's got some scan lines going. There's different ways you can get the video output obviously, but that's what I've got set at the moment. Okay, let's be Axel, fairly standard. I think this one's got a few more moves than the first one as well. It's pretty good. There we go. I don't know. I think that's going to show up okay on the video, but it's looking pretty good on the TV in terms of the sort of scan lines on the overlay. He's got a few different moves. You can do the sort of standard. You can pause and wait there, and if you time those punches, so they're not very bright. And you can do the flip and then thump, or you can just do the throw like that. Oh no! Let's try that again. Do that and throw, yeah. Standard jump and kick, or flying kick. What else have we got? Oh yeah, it's got some sort of like dragon punch as well. Let's try that. Sort of double tap and then thump, I think. There we go. And it's pretty popular alone for its soundtrack on this one. I think you can buy it separately as well. Some of the levels got pretty good music running on it. To start with as well, it's pretty easy to get through these levels without losing any lives and gaining quite a few. Then you just lose a stack load on the harder later levels. Oy. There we go, got another life. But yeah, I think that's the moves. You just got the sort of basic punch, then you got the throw, then you got the swing around behind them, and the sort of dragon punch thing. And then you got your special, I suppose. And then that uses some of your own energy when you hit with that. Huh. Okay, there we go. It's a pretty good two-player game as well. I haven't got another controller plugged in at the minute, but yeah, it works pretty well for that. I'm sure they say ooh ah. I don't know about America, but in English that's farmer for hello. Yeah, so whilst there are a load of videos I've done for configuration of RetroPie, I will try to play a few more games as well and see how they get emulated. I mean, most of the stuff on the Mega Drive is pretty good. You've got Pika Drive being the default one, and Genesis plus GX, which is I think more popular. A lot of people use that, and then a non-retro arch one, DGen. So you've got a good choice. But this emulation looks good to me. I think I'm running, yeah, Pika Drive for this one. Oh yeah, if you get thrown as well, you can land on your feet if you press up and jump, I think. See if I can get thrown. There we go. Yeah, land on your feet. Anyway, you're getting the idea of this game. Let's try another one. So start select on, yeah, start select to equip. Let's pick a random one. Rollate to the rescue. No, maybe not. What we got? Punisher. I mean, that's great in the arcade. I don't know what it's like on the Mega Drive. Give that a quick go. Play game. Okay. Yeah, it's the same start as the arcade. That's not bad graphics, really. Okay, I can tell the difference though. All a bit Batman. Blam, kapow, wow. Pretty good animation. I don't know what the reviews were this like at the time, but it seems pretty good. Ooh. Okay, let's compare this one to the arcade version. So quit out of that, and I think it's probably on a few of the emulators, but we could use FBA, and that's sort of LibRetro FBA. I've got this one configured to at the minute. Here we go. P for Punisher. I think you can jump to a particular letter, but it's easy enough scrolling down here. Punisher. No? Okay. I don't think it was a clone, so I don't know why I've not got it there. Let's go for MAME. I think this one's just MAME 4. This one's quite old. 2000 ROM set, so I don't know if it'd be here. No, not here either. So where did I play it? Don't know. Find that later. Anyway, let's try Neo Geo one. I've got GNGO configured for this, although I think a lot of people prefer the LibRetro FBA to run these. Let's give Garo a go. I've got a video on how to configure GNGO, but like I say, I think the FBA LibRetro is possibly more popular. Okay. And this SNK games can be a bit easier to play on joypads as well. I'm using an iBuffalo USB, and it's only really got 4 buttons, plus the 2 shoulder buttons, but the Neo Geo only had 4 buttons as well, so it can be a bit easier to play than something like Street Fighter that uses 6. Let's give this a go. Oh, and you can put sort of a shader effect on this one. Get the options. and effects, scanline 50%. There we go.
Round one. Fight!
I should really work out the moves. I don't know how I did that. It runs pretty well, it's quite fun. I mean, I'm sure it's just normal sort of speed. It's pretty good graphics as well. I think this one came out in 98, 99, something like that. Ah, do that mid-air, okay. Try that again. Okay. Okay, let's get good. Right, let's quit that one. I think that's quit there. Okay, yeah, so these were the SNK ROMs. I wish I could remember where that Punisher was. No, it's not the Punisher, is it? Yeah, right, okay. Yeah, this is LibRetro FBA. And you can't, it's difficult to get an overlay on this because all the games have such different aspect ratios. If you try to guess one, it can just be so off the other one. So this is just basically running it as it comes. So yeah, we played the Mega Drive one. You can see how the arcade looks. It's a lot more cartoony and vibrant, isn't it? Bigger sprites. I never really played this in arcades, but it's a good game. I was more Final Fight, that's what we had, and that's a pretty good game. Good conversion on the SNES as well. You can see the Pi doesn't struggle with many games. It's pretty powerful and can emulate a hell of a lot of them pretty well. I think the most modern one it does fairly well is probably a Dreamcast, maybe. I know it does PlayStation 1 really well, and that was 94. I don't forget the year the Dreamcast came out, but I think it was after that. N64 still seems a bit flaky, but seems flaky on a lot of them, on a lot of systems. That. Okay, so yeah, that's Punisher. Now, one get us quid out of that. Select start. No, yeah, I changed my hotkey there. Actually, it's shoulder. There we go. Yeah, a popular game on this is Street Fighter 3. So I better fire that up just briefly. It's just in terms of configuring it, it runs with LibRetro FBA. That's the emulator that runs it, as opposed to Pi FBA, which runs a sort of slightly older set. But I'm sure here we should have Street Fighter 3. There we go, Third Strike. Give that a go. And this is, I think I said earlier, but it's RetroPie 3 Beta 2. and sort of just the standard sort of build based on that. Just pick someone random. Say random. So let's try him. This has got an overlay on actually, the Libretto FBA, but it's not presumed it knows where the sides are, so there's no image like a TV on the side. It's just got scan lines running the whole screen, so it makes it look a little bit better. And then it doesn't matter what size the aspect ratio of the game's in, because what I'll do in a minute is give a cave shooter a go, and you'll see the massive difference in aspect ratio when something like that fires up. And I do get asked sometimes how to configure the arcade emulators like MAME or FBA, or even the other emulators, how to do it so that it forces it in 16:9 ratio. But I mean, it is personal preference how these appear, but to stretch some of these to something like 16:9 would look really bizarre on some of them, especially the cave shooters that we'll see in a minute. Okay, well you can see this runs fine. I'm rubbish at it. Yeah, okay, quit this. Right. Yeah, let's look at cave shooter. We'll use the MAME emulator for that. I've got MAME for all, not the Libretto version. I mean, you could put the Libretto one on, but I use the sort of standalone one if you like. DoDonPachi is a great game, so let's try that. I've just put the parent ROMs here, so I've chopped out a load to keep it a bit smaller, because a lot of the clones aren't often that useful. DoDonPachi, there we go. Right, so when this fires up, you should see a lot shorter width, so it'd just be in the centre of the screen probably. There we go, that's about the maximum width. So to force that to stretch out wouldn't really look particularly good. This might be the one prosecuted to the full extent of the jam, yeah, which is always good. Okay. This is, like I say, the standard MAME for all, so I haven't got any shaders enabled on it or anything like that, so it probably would look better with the Libretto version, so RetroPie can apply its shaders, but let's have it configured it like that. Cave have got a load of good shooters, it's worth looking them up and just seeing the games that they've brought out. They've even got more modern ones like, I don't think any of the RetroPie emulators do it yet, but there's one, Death Smiles, that's pretty good. Great music on it, and if you just use MAME on your PC, that'll work. Whoops.
Game over.
Bit harsh, there we go. Dead, but you get the idea. So let's quit out of that. Okay. Yeah, other cave shooters, you've got Espegalida and DoDonPachi, obviously. And yeah, there's a few good ones there. Right, what's another system we could try? I hardly ever play TurboGrafx. PlayStation, I tried that recently. I'm really impressed with how these run. I could give one a quick go. Crash Team Racing. Again, because most of the games in systems and most of the, say, PlayStation ones are roughly the same size, you can afford to put a border around it and be fairly safe that you're not chopping bits off that you don't need. Unlike the arcade stuff.
Fasten your seatbelts for another naughty dog.
I think this is basically Sony's rip-off of Mario Kart, but it's pretty good. This is all running on Pi 2, by the way. Arcade. Single. One player. Easy. Yeah, let's be that squirrel. Right, here we go. 3 laps. Okay, I'm not sure what the buttons are, but that must be brake, accelerate. Whoa. Okay, what do we get? A mask thing. Is that invulnerable? I think so. And I'm second. First, but you'd hope so on easy. Second. Ooh, I lost. Huh. What's that? Nitro, okay. Oh, it's a bomb you dropped, I thought it'd go fast. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, keep this on that. Right, final lap. Some sort of potion. Don't know what that does. Oh, turn. Second. Whoa. First. Okay, yeah, that's good. It runs, it's good. Happy with that. Right, quit out of that. And what else have we got? I like on the PlayStation, Wipeout's great. That's a great game, great music. Got it there. And these, by the way, are scraped manually using the inbuilt scraper, because there's only a few. They're about, obviously they're CDs, so they're 600 mega go, so I haven't got that many running. And they all run fine off the SD card. We haven't tried Super Nintendo. It's a good Final Fighter go, that's pretty good. Good conversion. Final Fight. Okay. A lot of these emulator settings as well are pretty much default. So, like for the Mega Drive, I use Pika Drive, and for the Super Nintendo, I use Pika Drive. Okay, whatever the defaults are. Yeah, this isn't too. The some of these games you can see on the SNES here on this game. You've got the top and the bottom. There's some black bars because whilst this resolution probably works well for most of them, some of the games don't quite fit into that. So yeah, you'll get the Street Fighter's another one. Maybe it's Capcom games. I don't know. But yeah, still you can still see perfectly well. This TV is a 26-inch TV. And I sit fairly close to it, about 2 meters or something, and it's perfectly usable. But obviously a 1080p TV that's bigger can quite often be better. But then that's when you start to get pixelation issues on playing some of the games, and they look particularly bad when on a massive modern TV, and that's where shaders or overlays are good. Whatever you like the look of, really. I did used to use shaders on them all, but I think these overlays are so good, and they don't have next to no effect on the performance, as far as I can tell. So I think overlays are really useful. I've written a tool to quickly and easily apply users' overlay settings that they've given me. So it's a very quick way without mucking about with config files to get games looking much nicer than they do out of the box. And I'll do a video about that soon. I'm still tweaking it quite a lot. Okay, yeah, it's good. I think it's great conversion. This really, it's not massively different. You've probably got less enemies. There's probably a few differences there between that and the arcade, but overall, I think it's pretty good. And the music's definitely different actually. Okay, let's quit that one. What else we got here? Okay. Mega Drive, Atari, Lynx, and let's give a Game Boy one a quick go. I think I've got the green palette set on this. Maybe do a classic Super Mario. Where are we? Super Street Fighter 2. Super Mario. Yeah, green palette configured. There is a way of doing this with shaders that possibly even looks more authentic, but it really does seem to slow the game down a little bit. Not massively, but enough to make it a bit annoying. But this green palette's not bad. It's pretty close to how things looked, isn't it? And you've got the nice overlay there to give it that authentic look. I thought you could go down that first one, obviously not. No. No. And obviously all these emulators, or the RetroPie front end ones at least, can save your game. So if I did select and that left button, yeah, there you go. Oh no, that was load. So there we go, it's saved. So I should be able to load that with the hotkey if I press that and that. There we go. But you need that anyway. Ooh. Done. So yeah, that's Game Boy. Okay, quite like that one. And it's quite. I think it's probably a good idea to try and pick a game and give it a good playthrough, because you know you can have quite a few options when you've got a lot of games that you might want to put on a RetroPie installation. It can be easy just to flip between a load. I mean, I'm doing that now to demo what they're like, but I think really it's good to try and get a bit more gameplay out of one game. Game Boy Advance. I can't remember the emulator for this, whether it's RetroArch based or not. Let's fire this up. Final Fight 1. What's it say at the top? Yeah, LR something that I missed. I quite like the overlay actually. Was the Game Boy Advance SP, because that's quite. Although I suppose the flip screen wouldn't come across that well. Looks like the aspect ratio is right on this though. It's all getting on the screen. Okay, so this is Final Fight on the Game Boy Advance. And this is, I mean, that's got to be at least as good as the Super Nintendo. It's probably better than the Super Nintendo version. That music's a bit fast. The whole game seems a bit fast. Not convinced about that. Let's try another one. They can get quite big. The ROMs for the Game Boy Advance can be pretty big, so I probably haven't got all of them here. Let's give Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles a go. That much login can't be good, can it? Okay. Yeah. That's not bad graphics. Doesn't seem quite as hectic as Final Fight either. Okay, so ooh. We've got run, hit, jump, attack. Down. Whoa. Nope, nope, nope. Yeah, you get the idea. Jump in it, jump in it. Right, quit. Yes, that's Game Boy Advance. Similar to the other handhelds, really. Most of the emulators are RetroArch front ends, except for SNK Master System, that's Pico Drive. Neo Geo, I'm using GNGA, but it's my Nintendo. Give a random one here we go. Bard's Tale? No. Bet no. Oh, I've pressed that. Okay. Bard's Tale 2. I'm sure it's good. Oh no. What's that? Baseball. Okay, probably not the best game to demo. Hang on, am I batting or bowling? Okay, I'm pitching. Badly. But the game works. Oh, that's me, that's me, that's me. Okay, quit. Right, one more maybe. You've got imports, you've got Quake and Doom, which run quite happily. So there's Atari, Lynx, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color. Let's give Master System a go. Fantasy, what's it? That's quite good. Fantasy Zone 2. Again, got the overlay in place with the scan lines. I think if you get enough points, you get the oh, where's that walk me to? Get the money. Eat. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, money's gone. What's it walk? Oh well. Get the money. I think you get a shop at some point, I'm sure. What's a red warp do? Not good. What have we got to do now then? Okay. Shop. Buy. How much have I got? 1150. I'll have big wings then. Oh. Speed up. Oh, I don't know if that's spaced up. A big blue block left over. How many more? Whoa. Maybe I've got to warp out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, get the idea. Not a bad game. And it runs pretty well. Okay, quite have that. And that's it. Various games played on a RetroPie rather than just spending all your time building it and tweaking it. Obviously, when you do that, it's worth taking your backup. Make sure that when you experiment, maybe get a spare SD card so you don't screw everything up. But by and large, it's easy to set up and enjoy playing the game. So make sure you get some time to do that. Don't just tweak it forever. It's a great little tool to play lots of retro games. Thanks for watching.